Everything was just eating its ass for the longest time.
Honestly, though, it's a delicious ass, to be honest. Hey!
Hello!
How are you doing?
What is up?
Another movie podcast is back. We're a little late to you, but better late than never.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am Matthew.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Rico DeGaio.
And yeah, we're back with another episode. We're just going to get right to it. We're talking about, finally, a good movie.
I know, right?
For me.
I think we can all agree it's a good movie.
Okay, so we went Silent Night, Winnie the Pooh, and then we went Rebel Moon. I think we can all agree, all of which are shit.
I still stand by Rebel Moon.
Oh, did you hear?
There's been no changing of opinion.
let me hear. Okay.
Did you hear that the Oscar nominations are out? And
Yeah.
did you hear about Rebel Moon?
Yeah, I got nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, I got some Razzie nominations.
Yeah, I love that. Wait. Let me try to guess. Was it for Worst Director? Was that one that he got? Do you guys know if he?
Oh, I honest to God don't know. I'm just assuming.
Okay, all right. Well, then, never mind. Let's get to the movie let's get to the other moon movie.
So what are we talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about a moon that takes place here on Earth. Well, close
with
to
flowers.
Well, you guys get what I'm trying to say.
With flowers. You know, there's this moon movie has, flowers and killers.
Yeah, we're talking about Killers of the Flower Moon, guys. Martin Scorsese's latest epic pick. And yeah, it's quite a lot to unpack here.
Very long movie.
Very long
I took a note. The movie
very-
ended at exactly, before the credits start, or the credits start at exactly 3 hours, 19 minutes, and 37 seconds.
Yeah.
That is when the movie officially ends.
Yeah, it's beefy.
It's a beefy boy. It's thick with 3 C's, let me tell you.
Yeah, friggin' Andrew and I were watching it together, and
Oh, you guys watched it together?
we did. Yeah.
We invited you, but you had to go work or something.
When was I invited?
No, it was during it was like your work schedule. Like
Oh,
you were at work.
oh,
yeah, it was like
I was about to say. I was about to be
it was
really upset.
a weekday. It was a weekend. Damn well we would have been like, let's watch it together. But
Yeah, that was a hard one.
it just happened to be
together.
like a day that I was free and I was home and Matt's like, let's do it. And I was like, yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
We
It's okay.
like watching movies
It's
with you.
okay.
We just
It's
don't always
fine.
have to. I always hold near and dear to my heart when we saw The Northman together, which was the first time we met.
This is
Like officially.
Oh yeah, that actually was.
But anyways, fun little origin story aside, let's get back to the movie we're talking about today, which is Killers of the Flower Moon. So,
Go on, Daddy.
Matthew, what a oh my god. But I actually really enjoyed this movie. I'm gonna pass the baton to you. What do you think? You enjoy it? Not enjoy it? How are we feeling? You seem like you really liked it just from your intro alone.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's in that love territory for
okay.
me,
For sure.
like it is for a lot of people.
Understandable.
Definitely, this movie has a lot of amazing technical elements, like a lot of great acting, and it has all the elements of an amazing movie. I guess just going off of how I felt throughout the movie, there were some parts that I was feeling were a little bit slow, more so in the second act. I was starting to feel, I wouldn't even say bored, because there was something always happening.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I was just trying to figure out more of a justification for this long runtime. Yeah. I would have liked this movie to be cut down a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
At least by 30 or 40 minutes or so, because I actually do love this subject material.
The topic is great.
I could justify an hour. I feel like
Being
if
cut
this
off?
was an hour shorter,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
way more digestible.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good movie, but god damn, is it long? I was entertained, like how Matt was saying, but at the same time, I started feeling just gross because it's it's so morally bankrupt in a lot of characters,
Scenes,
and the scenes are just so freaking ugh. But it's just it just made me feel like, can we just stop this? Can we just get to the conclusion where this guy gets caught or something that?
Whatever his story was gonna turn out to be. I agree.
Spoiler
with you guys.
talk.
Spoilers as usual. We always do spoiler talk. I definitely agree with you guys. I don't think, not to discredit Martin Scorsese in any kind of way or say that he's a bad director for this, but I have noticed his issue with some of his movies lately where they feel too, like The Irishman. I would have cut that shit down too. The Irishman was way too fucking long in my opinion. Like, I just...
Yeah, this is longer, too.
Yeah, it's even longer, exactly. And I just... Again, I like Matt was saying, I think the subject matter is fucking great. It's a great topic to, like, discuss, especially with all the, like, you know, I guess, like, tensions that have risen as of late with, like, American culture and all this kind of shit. It's a great thing to kind of, you know...
dive into
for, like, a general audience. But then again, bringing it back to your guys' point, I feel like the runtime would already scare away a general audience member.
Yeah.
They'd be like, that's too long, I don't have the time. Bye.
But I'm surprised they have the gall to put this in theaters. To
I know,
be
right?
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's crazy because, like, because we watched, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, we watched it on Apple TV Plus when it was available for streaming. And to be honest, I know most directors would want you to watch it on the big screen, and I definitely advocate for that. If that's how you want to watch a movie, then all the power to you. But I don't know, when it comes to like 3-hour long movies, you are asking a lot of your audience member.
Yeah.
You know, because like if you went to the theater, for sure, I would have probably had to go pee at some point.
Absolutely.
In this movie.
Yeah.
And in a movie like this, I would feel strange missing some scenes in it with how, like, you know, the subject matter is. Like, I would feel like I would miss like a certain scene if I was to leave. So it is kind of like one of those movies that, you know, you do have to like sit there and digest all of it. But, you know, as I was saying earlier, just there are bits and pieces of this movie where I was just kind of like, I wouldn't say completely out of it, but I was just not fully engaged with it as I was in like the first half.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel you. And like, I think what I do like this, like covering the topic of like, you know, oil finances is such an interesting thing, especially with like, you know, the Native American tribes that really had a lot of this money because they owned so much land.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And I like how that's basically, they show us all that. And also, I took a note because I thought it was interesting. Like I totally forgot there was like photo salesmen back then.
I know.
Who just said pictures here, and I'll take a picture for you. And people were like, oh, golly gee. Like, I forgot that was you know, like you learn it in school for history and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But seeing it in a movie directed by Martin Scorsese, I was like, oh yeah, that's the thing they did back then. You know, so I was just like, it's cool that like how well Martin Scorsese delves into all this kind of culture, like with the Osage, like the tribe that the movie focuses on specifically. I like how they, like at the beginning, it just introduces all the stuff that like has happened, like how there was like 5 murders in the town, all Native American. 4 of them had no investigation. The other one was a quote unquote suicide. So I like how it tackles these subjects. I think it's really interesting. I think it's really cool.
I do want to get into my first criticism.
Yeah, of course. Let's do it.
Since you're on that subject right there with the murders.
Mm-hmm.
I find it strange they don't suspect William at all. Like, when he's, like, sitting there, like...
He's there every time.
He's, like, literally, like, the wolf among sheep.
And that's
like,
Uncle King, right?
Yes, Robert De Niro's character.
Yes, thank you.
He is just... He's just chilling there at this meeting at the Osage... Osage, yeah, I'm sorry. I was like...
It's like saved and then just an L.
Okay, yeah, I was like, I know I'm not saying it correctly. When they're the first murder that happens, and they're having a meeting about it, and he's there, like with a lot of input. Like he's like, I know he was the reason, like why that town is basically put together, and he basically constructed it, and he's putting on this guise that he's helping them, but he's really fucking not. He's slowly having his family infiltrate this other family, so he can like take over.
I literally did that. Like, there's like a little diagram where it's like it shows Molly, Kyle, Ernest telling her to get married. All this other, I noticed how that was basically King's plan throughout the whole movie. I was like, okay,
they set it up very clearly right off the bat, and I was like, okay, so this is exactly what this movie is going to be about. But yeah, exactly. Like, again with that criticism, I find it crazy they don't suspect him at all.
I know. Like, because they're so prejudiced towards the white man and the white man's money. Like, you don't suspect this random white messiah isn't the main problem you probably have. Like, I didn't even think about it like that. So that's a good point. Like,
yeah.
But then again, I guess maybe it was more of like taking what they can get.
I thought that it was always suspected, but then as I watched the movie more, I was like, they really actually don't suspect it, because in the very beginning, oh my god, I forgot her name. Molly.
Yeah, the main girl, right?
The main girl.
Yeah. Lily Gladstone.
So she was like talking to Leonardo DiCaprio and saying like, so do you fear your uncle and all this stuff like this? And I was like, so she knows that he's not just like
a regular Messiah kind of guy who cares, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that even adds more to Matt's point.
That was in the very beginning of the movie, so I was just like,
she's kind of suspicious.
But
like,
she never does anything.
Well, actually, I will say, hold on. With that, I will say that's more because of her culture. Because I took notes on this. Like, the Osage are known to be very like smart and cunning, but they don't really speak their mind at all. Like, they literally don't talk.
Yeah,
like, it's part of their thing. Like,
in this situation where it's like
I
who's
do.
killing
Well, I feel
us?
like there's like just like, in terms of answering why she's not really like speaking about it. I guess. Like,
I mean,
this is where
it's still a valid criticism. I don't disagree.
like she's actively dying.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire movie, and she's like, "Who's killing us?" And like,
oh no, yeah, you're right. It's a long fucking. I totally forgot.
Yeah, she's like actively dying, actively getting poisoned, and like, she's just like, "Who's killing us?" And it's like, it's obvious. You already had suspicions like in the very beginning,
like you knew from the start.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah. I'm curious about to hear what you guys thought about their relationship, because like even in the beginning, I was like trying to like understand what they loved about each other.
Right? Okay.
Physical.
Okay. Yeah. Other than
Like,
physical, that's all you
physical.
like.
Yeah, because obviously Robert De Niro instructed him like, hey, go like try to infiltrate her.
Swoon her.
Yeah, and I was just trying to figure out like what she loved about him, and like I found it very strange because like again this is like where it gets into like a weird territory because like this is a true story and like obviously these events happened, but like this is a narrative and they're writing this dialogue which obviously like we can't possibly know what they said,
right? Yeah.
But obviously these events happened, so it's like I don't know. I found the way their relationship was justified a little strange. I don't know if I need to watch it again to maybe pick up on more details, but just going off of like my first initial viewing, it felt a little strange to me. So I was just curious to hear what you guys thought and interpreted the relationship.
So this is based on a true story.
Yes, this is this is based on a non-fictional book by
non-fictional book. Okay.
Yeah, let me.
That's how you know it's real.
Yes, let me. Okay, I actually have it up right here. Killers of the Flower Moon is a 2023 American epic Western crime drama directed by Martin Scorsese. Eric Roth and Scorsese based their screenplay on a 2017 nonfiction book by David Gran, set in the 1920s Oklahoma. It focuses on a series of murders of Osage members in relations to the Osage Nation. So, yeah, it is based on true events that happened in the 1920s.
That's crazy. I didn't know that this was actually a thing.
Well, I mean, it was pretty common back then for white people to do that, like to integrate themselves into Native American culture to reap their benefits, more or less.
But it's just so crazy because it's so obvious that's what's happening, and it's like you guys don't see this, like because like when Molly's sister dies, that should have been like. All right, that's the biggest red flag right there.
Yeah, he took her out. Like,
I'm so glad you brought that up because I wrote in my notes. I was like, the fact that they do an autopsy while she's still there, like the sister, just to hear the bone crunching and the fucking. I was like, I don't know if you saw me when we were watching. I was just like, damn. Like at least let the lady leave first before you start cutting up her sister.
And isn't it suspicious how every time that one of the sisters died, their spouse also like. Died for the most part.
Yeah.
Except for I think his name is Bill, like the one guy. So I was like, okay, I wonder if they were gonna use him as a red herring or something.
Bill Burns, right? The IP? The private investigator?
No. The one that married the oldest daughter, and then he married the youngest daughter.
Yeah. The one who doesn't like Ernest.
Peter.
Yes.
Peter. Yes. Thank you.
John Lithgow. Right?
Yeah. So like every time.
No. I think he means Rico means. Where is he?
Do you mean this guy?
No, the smaller dude. No. The smaller guy
who married the sister.
Who had married one sister.
Oh, Bill. This guy.
That Bill. Yes.
Okay, I was right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like he marries the oldest sister. She dies, and then he marries the youngest sister. I think it is.
Yes.
And then pretty much they both get blown up.
Yes.
And it's like, I was like, okay, so every time something happens, the spouse other than Ernest,
yeah,
and then Ernest's brother, Like, they're the only ones that survived.
Like, no one's like suspicious at all.
Yeah,
Like,
it starts to paint the picture.
And honestly, like, what was it? Like, just I guess like jumping ahead, like the final like courtroom scene. Like, I liked like the acting between Leonardo DiCaprio and then Lily Gladstone. That's her name.
Lily Gladstone, where
Gladstone,
she
like,
finally confronts.
Yeah,
him.
like I like that scene, but it kind of bothered me because I'm like, bitch, if you suspected the whole time, like back to your earlier point, like that was one of the things that stuck out to me, and I was like, that's kind of. I don't know if that's dumb or I'm just not understanding the movie right now. You know what I mean?
I like that she gives him the
like,
chance
I do
to
like
tell
that.
the truth.
I'm not saying I don't like. I do like the scene as a whole, but I guess just where it's placed. I guess that's the problem for me. Like if this was more in the middle of the movie, I feel like that probably could have changed it up a little bit. But I don't. But then again, it's based on a true story, so it's probably they were probably trying to follow the timeline as physically, or not physically, but like as correct as possible. I guess.
I mean, it goes in chronological.
It does. Okay, so
it also like throws me really off guard because like does she? Because earlier in the film she talks about a dream she had where they were able to be completely honest with each other and like escape their lies and just be together away from all of the other stuff.
Yeah. Which
foreshadows again. So when she's like talking to him when he's like confessing, and he's like, "No, I never poisoned you. Like I never did any of that." And then she's just like, "Okay, I'm gone." And then she leaves. I was like. Would you have forgiven him? I was like,
I don't know.
Well, because she was like making it seem like she would have forgiven him, and it was just like, I don't know. He killed your sisters.
Maybe that was the point. Maybe it was supposed to like make it seem like maybe she doesn't even know if she would have forgave him or not. Like maybe that, or maybe she was just giving him the opportunity because she already knew she was dying, and maybe she wanted to maybe give him some kind of like. Ease his conscience, I guess. I'm not sure.
I think it was just like the simple fact, like, will you at least tell this one truth?
Yeah, like just like, can you not lie to me for once? You know?
Yeah, like I had like she knows the truth. Obviously she knows. And
she
so
has
like,
to.
All right, I got like I have to know if you were like conscious. Like, were you doing this like to me?
She did live like 20 years after too.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that like
married.
and she even like survived that whole experience too, which is insane.
And it's also crazy how the people that did all this got out of jail.
They did. I put that. Where is it? I put Ernest went in for life but got pardoned. Like that's fucking crazy. That is literally the white man's money at work. That right there. And then just since we're on this whole situation with like white people being corrupt or whatever, right? I thought it was really crazy how when at the like kind of like the beginning, middle-ish of the movie where they're talking about sending the Resolution 23 request to Washington D.C. To get the PI out to investigate the murder of Barney McBride. I was kind of like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then Homeboy gets murdered like another 30, 40 minutes later. Like, and walking up after he just gets like, you know, I remember I was like, dang.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
And I like how, that's the one thing I always respect about like directors like Martin Scorsese and like Quentin Tarantino in the sense they're not afraid to show what they really did. Like what people back then were actually fucking doing.
Yeah.
And like this kind of subject matter is really like it's kind of perfect for Martin Scorsese because he mainly covers like corruption in a lot of his movies anyway.
Oh yeah.
So it's fitting, and he's also I think he was like a producer on The Sopranos, which is like another the other mob show because he makes a cameo I think in like one of the first episodes.
Okay.
Like I remember when I first started watching it. And they were like, oh my god, it's Martin Scorsese. I was like, they're not going to actually have Martin. And he's right there. I was like, is that fucking Martin Scorsese? And one of the characters, Christopher, is like, Martin, I love your movies. Or some shit like that. So like Martin Scorsese is pretty prevalent in terms of like crime, mob boss storytelling. Like he's had his hand in some of the like best stuff from what I've seen and what I've heard.
Yeah.
So this is like perfect subject matter for him to cover. So it's cool.
Yeah.
That's why I talk about that. So
it's just like how Joe Pesci... Robert De Niro
always do the mob movies with him anyway. Yeah,
always like the prominent figures.
I was surprised those two weren't in Wolf of Wall Street. Like some of the few movies, I'm surprised they didn't like have a little cameo in or something.
But yeah, freaking back to like the runtime I want to get to about this movie, like because it's funny, like you bring up the Wolf of Wall Street, where it's like similar in length. Well, okay, it's crazy because I would say like
20 minutes less. 20 minutes less. I know that.
I'd be curious to go back to it. Yeah, you're right. It's like 20 minutes less, like somewhere like in the 2 hours and 50 minutes.
It's
maybe
like
3 hours.
It's literally if I remember, because I've rewatched this movie so much lately. Fucking, because I honestly that.
But you can rewatch it. It feels like
that's the problem. That's your point exactly. Because that movie's like 3 hours and 3 minutes.
Yes. But it feels like a breeze, though.
It does.
Like, it has, like, an infectious and fun energy to it. Like, it's similar like to like Goodfellas in that sense, where like obviously like this character is like morally wronged,
right?
But like I'm still entertained by the antics that they're getting into and the way it's being presented. Obviously, that Martin Scorsese flair definitely helps a lot.
He's very good at doing that, like writing characters or writing for characters who are morally ambiguous, who either existed in the real world or is an archetype that does exist in the real world, like a mobster or whatever.
I think never watched Wolf of Wall Street.
Really?
Okay.
Really? Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Like I feel like that's a much more justifiable
runtime. I feel like you would that. If anything, I recommend you watch that one because I think you would like that one.
Because like everyone was talking about it and they like hyped it up. They're like, "Dude, it's the best fucking movie."
And Leo didn't win the Oscars.
And because I heard all that stuff, I was like, "I'm not gonna watch it." Then.
Dude, that movie.
I was like everything was just eating its ass for the longest time.
Honestly, though, it's a delicious ass to be honest. Like, dude, I'm sorry, but
that's the thumbnail.
Like, it is. like Wolf of Wall Street was just one of those movies that like Scorsese made that made him like this iconic filmmaker. Because Leonardo DiCaprio, for one, like that's like Matt looked at me right now when I said it. He should have won the Oscar for that movie specifically. Like that scene alone. Like I'm sure you've probably seen a clip of it online. The scene where he's trying to get into the Lamborghini. When he's on like
where he's drunk.
And he's like, he's
drunk.
He's like on some kind of like old pill and it had like a delayed reaction. He's just like all of that was fucking great. So I was like, how did he not get the Oscar for that fucking movie? Like
he did deserve it for The Revenant though.
The Revenant was a well-deserved one too. But if I'm being honest,
I agree. Yeah,
I think that's the one
to see him winning that too.
He should have gotten one for sure.
So I recommend. Never seen The Revenant either.
Really? What do you watch? What do you watch?
I watch the insides of my eyelids because I spend all my free time sleeping.
Oh.
Like you did for this movie?
No,
I'm kidding.
I watched this movie.
No, I was curious. Like, did you actually watch it in one full sitting?
I did.
Okay, yeah.
Hell yeah. Hey man, high five.
I took a shower.
Right on, dude. Like, this
we have to pause. You did it in one sitting.
I also took a shower too while watching it. I had it on my phone. So I was like, dude, this is cool. I'm like showering and watching it. Anyways.
Anyway.
I don't know.
Oh, you know what though? I will say, like, there were a lot of great comedic moments in this movie too, though. Like, I like the part where they're chasing that one dude, Blackie, and he's like, you gotta catch me first when the police are trying to chase him. And then when the police come up to what's his name? Todd from Breaking Bad comes out. Jesse Plemons, where he comes out, he's like, oh, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I'm just here to investigate the murders. For what? To see who's doing them. Like shit like that was actually. And then when I think it was Ernest, where he's just like, fuck a duck, or
yes, like, that was my favorite line.
Like it's a funny movie. Like it's not like completely like doing the dark, gritty, sour tone. Like it's still having a good time.
It has some notes of
it has levity, and it's like very dark subject matter. Like
it's also like really dark in the way like there's a character, I can't remember his name, but they had to kill him because technically he was married to the main woman.
Molly's first ex-husband or whatever.
Yeah.
They do like a cut.
And then they're all like, this is my best friend. And then he was like, what if he could get entitled to some of the money? And then he was
the insurance money? Yeah.
Yeah, so then they're like, okay, I guess we're going to have to kill him. But the dude was already suicidal.
Yeah, he was already depressed as shit. Like, seeing his first love go with like a white man really got him.
But apparently he was always like that. Like, even before
they got together, right?
They got together. So it was just like he was just always like depressed and everything, and like constantly sought help. And he was saying, "Hey, I'm gonna kill myself. Please help me." And no one helped him. I was like, "Oh shit, that's sad."
That's depressing.
I was like, "Fuck."
I was trying to pet Atlas and he nibbled at me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It was like the one character that was sent out to assassinate him. Pretty much, he was told.
Blackie, right? It was Blackie, wasn't it? No.
It was the really friendly guy. He's not a professional or anything.
Oh yeah. Or it's like he was building a relationship with him and they became friends and stuff.
Became friends with him.
And then he just shoots him in the car.
Yeah, I was like, oh damn. Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
That's dark. Yeah.
The one thing that he was supposed to do was shoot him like in the face.
Make it look like a suicide.
But then he shot him.
Obviously, it's murder. Yeah.
Took the gun and everything.
Dude, at least leave the gun.
Yeah.
At the very fucking least.
Like the guy that has been notably like suicidal like forever, and everyone knows this.
The one time,
the one you could get away with.
Yeah, the one that you
it up.
can easily get away with. Like you fucked it up. Like
let me tell you, man, these white people.
Okay. But I mean, like I said, awful subject matter. But we got interesting art out of it, and it is something that Martin Scorsese is obviously very passionate about too. I mean, he shows up at the end of the movie too.
He does. That was fantastic. I put that up.
That was him,
the guy talking on the microphone at the very end. That was Martin Scorsese. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Brody. That's him.
I had no idea.
I love that. I thought it was great.
idea.
I thought that was a great touch at the end, where he's just like describing everything about the Osage and everything. I thought it was really cool. And then what was it? I loved all the scenes in the courthouse, or all the scenes with Brendan Fraser. Those scenes are great. Granted, there weren't that many, but I loved him as the lawyer.
Oh,
it was so fucking great.
Yeah.
Wanted more time with him.
I know, right? It was so fucking great. What was he saying? What were they shouting? What were they shouting in like
I want to speak to my client.
Oh yeah, he was just being over the top and everything. I demand to speak with my client, and just
yeah, he was hammed it up.
I loved it. He was like
so
one of my favorite
hard.
fucking like, and he made the courtroom scenes that much more enjoyable. I was like, yeah, you know.
And even when they were talking to, is Leonardo's character Ernest?
Ernest, that's right. Ernest.
So when they're talking to Ernest and everything, they're all like, "You don't want your uncle to go to jail for something like this. If you back out, you're gonna hurt him." Like all this stuff like that. And I was like, man, they are really like,
dude, they were gaslighting the fuck out of Ernest. It looked so badly.
Yeah, trying to. He's obviously simple-minded too, so it's
I know.
okay.
Just dude, fucking Uncle King was like the true puppet master throughout that whole fucking movie.
he manipulated everyone.
Everything. Gotta give De Niro props. Like he did a really good job.
Of being
Fucking
dumb
dumb
as shit.
Yeah,
you know what?
he was a great dumbass.
Yeah.
One of the things I actually wanted to talk about, I liked how, because I remember I talked to Matt about this when we were watching it, like the scene where the owl flies in when she's dying.
Oh.
I like how that was, I may have misperceived it, but I feel like that was a representation of death coming closer to her.
No, yeah,
She said,
That's what I figured.
yeah, she said like once you've realized that you destroy the family, you'll see the owl. Like, and I was like, oh shit.
And I was like, is that a real owl? And Matt was like, I think so.
No. Well, yeah. Well, like
it looked
no, like
shit. It looked real as shit. So.
Well, no, like okay, yeah. We mean like a real owl, like that they used in the movie. Like that was a real owl. That, like obviously, like we mean like it's in her mind.
The one that flaps.
Yes.
Quiet like.
It was flapping like this.
Yeah.
Get it? Because you can't hear it. But fucking, they can't be all winners. I'm sorry. I'll go.
Yeah. Is
Was it a joke? It was. That's all. I thought you were just
describing something. I was like,
no. I was trying to make it funny, but I failed.
So the quietest little birds.
It's okay.
Sorry, bud.
Dude, we should make a compilation of all of our misses.
Our misses?
That would be so funny.
We could title it like AMP being unfunny. This is like that's the whole
AMP lowlights.
Miss jokes.
I am looking at my notes. I'm noticing like a lot throughout the movie. I just kept writing Molly's life is so tragic, or Molly's life, man, like ...
Yeah.
Like she got fucked over so much when you really think about it. Like any character who deserves like any kind of like peaceful rest, it's her.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit was so fucked up. And I loved what was it, the transition shot from when she was laying in bed to when she woke up in the afterlife. You guys remember that at the end? I fucking loved it. I thought that was such a cool, like, unique, like, kind of... Like, the way they did it for all the Osages who passed away. Like, the older Osage lady who was, like, I think... You know what's funny? She's actually in fucking Echo. The mother, she was in Echo, the Marvel show, which was kind of trash. I only liked it for Daredevil.
Yeah, it's weird seeing this juxtaposition between the two.
Well, like, I just... Because when we watched it, I recognized her. I was like, oh, shit, that's the lady from Echo. Like, I just said it in my head. I was like, oh, yeah, that's where I've seen her from. And, like, I liked hers, too, because, like, she was the one that was, like, outside, right on the bed.
Yeah.
And then, first it's, like, it's everyone being mournful and crying, and then it cuts to, like, where she actually is now in the afterlife, and it's, like, all her ancestors.
Her husband.
Her husband, everybody inviting her in, and it's, like, I like that.
That was
adorable,
actually.
It was great.
That's a great way to think about the afterlife.
Like, just kind of like, well, who said it? What was it? Black Panther, where you're just like, death is just like a stepping off point. Like, it's something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a hopeful.
She was like, her bond with her one daughter that was like super, like, she was like, you're still wild. Like, I love you for that.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't remember. Is it Minnie? I can't remember.
I think it was Minnie.
But yeah, so she was like the drunkard one that hated all the white people.
That was the first sister who got killed though, right? With the shitty white.
The first one died of
shitty
disease.
white husband. No, the one that was murdered or whatever.
On the rock.
Murdered. Yeah, Bastion.
Yeah. Rock. And then she had the autopsy in front of her.
But I like how the mother was like, she was like, no, this is my favorite. Like, and she was like, this one is the one that's wild. Like, she'll actually like pull a gun out on like any of these people. And then she didn't like Molly because she was like the more like, oh no, there's nothing wrong with the white guy. Like, I'm gonna just keep on overlooking everything.
I'm just gonna ignore it all.
That I constantly am like alluding to that I know. Like. Oh my gosh.
I guess the Osage weren't that smart, were they?
Whoa!
I'm kidding.
Whoa, man.
Gets canceled on Twitter. Gets canceled on Twitter.
Oh, damn.
Podcast host in hot water.
Controversial
comments.
It's okay to make fun of white people, but
any other ethnicity.
You're crossing the line, man.
Calm down.
I mean, we're all minorities here, right?
I think I am. Are you?
Yeah. I figured.
Where are you?
Freaking, oh, sorry, I just didn't expect to be put on the spot.
It was just after the what are you was the long
I'm sorry, I just didn't expect to be put on the spot like that.
I just assumed we were all Mexican.
I'm Spaniard.
Spaniard?
Yeah.
Spaniard.
Like conquistador Spaniard?
Well, because I had to think. I just have like a weird time like thinking about it because like I did recently get a DNA test. Like, I've been kind of curious. Like my dad is like Irish too.
Actually inaccurate. Like lately, they've been messing up their they've been fucking up like the data.
Oh shit!
I don't know if it was true or not, but I saw some article and I was like, oh, weird.
Yeah,
I was like looking for something else,
but yeah, I'm a mutt.
I'm a mutt.
I'm a muddy-blooded motherfucker. Based on everyone else's, like, I never did it myself, but other people in my family have, and I'm like, I'm a muddy-blooded motherfucker.
So, like, what do you got? What do you got?
I got, like, 1% Filipino, 1% Chinese, 1%, like, all these 1%s, and then it's, like, Mexican and Hawaiian. It's like, yeah, those are mine too. Like, I'm like, all right.
Not me. I'm a full-blooded Mexican from the city of Oaxaca. No, I am full-blooded Mexican though. As far as I know, both my parents are from different parts of Mexico. I know that for sure. And apparently, on my mother's side, I this might be kind of racist, but my aunt was like, "Yeah, you know, your mom's last name, which is your middle name, is actually from German descent." And I was like, "German descent or German descent?" And it's like, I was always curious because like some of my relatives on my mother's side look a little paler. And then relatives on my dad's side are a little darker, and I'm kind of like this weird mesh. And I'm like, what side of the German ancestry were we on in that? Like, I'm just curious.
On my mom's side, she's pure Mexican. So she's Sonora and Yaqui Indian. My dad's side, he's some Mexican, and then a lot of like Hawaiian. And he's the one that all my muddy-blooded self comes from.
Honestly, I can see Hawaiian on your face now that you say it. Never really. Honestly, I just assumed we were all like some variation of Mexican. Like that's what I
got like a little bit of Samoan.
The hair though.
The hair. So luscious. Definitely like with that hair. Yeah. Just gotta lift some weights and you'll be like a lion-maned Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Ate more than one meal a day.
Man, but that's everyone in their 20s, so don't feel bad.
I'm in my 30s.
Shut up. I'm trying to. Damn it! I'm trying to make you feel less bad.
I've been running a lot.
That's good, man. You don't look a day over 30.
You don't
at all.
None of us here do.
But yeah, do you guys want to maybe wrap up this discussion?
Yeah, let's wrap.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to think if I want to mention anything else from my notes because Matt, take a fuck ton.
So we're gonna eventually be talking about like Oscar movies. Was this nominated for anything?
Yeah, this was nominated for Best Picture, Best Performance, Lily Gladstone, for Best Actress. I'll have to go through the nomination. Actually, I have it on IMDb right now.
I can grab my phone real quick because I had the link.
No, that's okay. I have it. I literally have.
Gotcha.
Okay, got nominated for 10 Oscars.
Cool.
Okay.
Fuck.
So I got nominated for okay, best music written for a motion picture, best achievement in music written for a motion picture, original song, so a specific song in the movie, best picture of the year, best achievement in directing, best actress, Lily Gladstone, best actor in a supporting role, Robert De Niro,
of course,
best cinematography, Rodrigo Prieto, best achievement in film editing, best achievement in production design, and best achievement in costume design.
Nice.
So I'm not sure if this movie's going to win.
I honestly don't think it'll win anything, if I'm being honest. It might win something for De Niro or Gladstone. But
like one of the actors and actresses, like maybe. I don't think that this movie is like the best movie of the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out and say that I've liked a performance or directing, or I've liked other movies more, and I've liked some of the other some of the other nominees in stronger categories. Like my best picture of the year is Poor Things, like for right now. So that's my favorite movie of the year, and I don't think it's gonna win. It's probably gonna be Oppenheimer, but I'm okay with that too. I think that's a great movie too.
The one that should win.
We'll see. But
I got that motherfucker in 4K. It's a great fucking movie.
But yeah, the categories I was curious about. I think the one it'll probably win is maybe costume design.
I could see that.
I could see that.
Production design.
Was it nominated for screenplay or no?
Yes. Or
I could see it winning maybe that. Maybe, but like versus its competition, I don't think it will.
Against the competition, I don't think so.
Actually, I lied to you guys. It was not.
Oh well, then never mind. We don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
They would have
Production.
lost.
I do want to touch on one thing.
It already lost. It already lost.
Oh god.
This is like
So dour.
just like the movie. That's the point.
True. Okay. All right.
You know why Killers of the Flower Moon isn't gonna win? Because of the white man. They're gonna give it to some white Oscar like a fucking Oppenheimer.
Yes.
Goddamn white man who built a bomb.
It's about sending a message.
What were we gonna say though? What was your point? I'm sorry.
Okay. I just wanted to bring up because it was nominated for production design. I was a fan of the production design.
Great
and
production.
What this, it really emulated the 1920s very well with all the vehicles. This town just starting up. I thought that was very good category for it to be nominated for. I wish it would have showed off a little bit more, but nonetheless, there was still some great work put in there. But that was pretty much the. Oh, okay. Another thing too. Okay. It does bring up some criticism for me, but we do got to wrap this up here. But they do speak their natural dialect.
Yeah,
that's great
in the movie, which I really liked.
But a lot of movies won't do that. They'll just kind of like
have it all in English.
Yeah,
do like 2 lines in the beginning to say, "Oh, we did."
Yes,
and
exactly.
Like see, no. We're authentic. We're authentic.
Yeah, they did it for the article.
Yeah. Like when all these Native American people are speaking together. No, it's just English now. We showed that it was that, but you don't want to read subtitles.
Exactly.
We read it for you.
I'll read the subtitles, motherfucker. Give them to me. But that's not most audience.
I think people are getting more accustomed to it.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I hope so.
Recently, the Parasite won Best Picture. And
Yeah,
that was,
we were just talking about that on the way here. Yeah.
It definitely opened the floodgates for more audience members to be.
You know what that means, boys? Soon, anime will be more socially acceptable.
I think
it is. It's been for years. Yeah.
Has it though?
Yes.
Hey, live action adaptations.
The whole cheer thing, like. Is it really, or are you just still a weeb?
No, I've outgrown my weebness.
I don't have my buddy pillow anymore.
But I think I'm good from talking about this.
I think we got everything across the board.
You guys want to go into ratings?
Let's do the ratings. Who wants to go first?
Rico.
You know what? I'll do it.
Yeah.
So, I really enjoyed certain parts of this movie. A lot of it is very engaging. I watched it all in one go. However, I feel like if I just had any other day, I could have easily been I gotta separate this and watch this in chunks. This movie, I feel like it was going for the Oscar baity things, and I just think the source material was meant for that in a way. So I just kind of feel like this movie does not justify the 3 hours. I feel like if it was an hour shorter and then more I feel like personality put into certain areas, because there is some, it's very sprinkled, but it's just not like completely engaging to the point where you don't feel that 3 hour like runtime. So I would put this like honestly kind of like not too high or not too low. It's like I would go like 6 or 7. I would say probably 6.
Really?
Like yeah, because
I was hovering around that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Because I just don't feel like this movie justified the runtime. It just actually is a detriment to it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay, that's
So, but that's how I feel. I would say 6 out of 10 is where I'm leaning at with this one.
Okay. Nice. Okay, I thought, crazy. My preconceived notion going into this is I thought I was going to be the outlier here. I thought I was going to be like, yeah, I'm not, like, I don't love it. And I still don't love it, but I do definitely like it. I love all, like, the work, the acting, the technical elements that went into making said movie. And it's really good in those regards, but like in terms of like rewatchability, I don't feel that with this movie.
Okay, no, I can agree with that. Yeah.
So like it just harkens back to my point earlier about like The Wolf of Wall Street, how like that's like another 3-hour movie, but like that movie just feels like a fucking breeze. Like it just has a really like awesome energy to it. It's just going 110 miles per hour the whole time. Like where this movie is definitely a lot more slower paced. That's definitely like what's more so going for. It's much more focused. But yeah, like Rico was saying, like I would definitely much more have preferred the runtime to be cut down like an hour or so. Because I definitely do find this subject matter more interesting than the actual product I got.
It's great.
But yeah, I will. I'll actually be. Yeah, it's crazy. I was hovering around a 6 as well, but I'll actually be a little bit more kinder to it because I'll bump it up to a 7 because I am curious to see how I'll feel differently on a rewatch.
Plus, we can always discuss it again when we talk about the Oscars. Yeah, we could do that.
We'll see if I get that rewatch in. But as of right now, that's about as high as I can give a movie that I don't want to rewatch.
Yeah, 100% fair.
So, but I would probably lean more towards like Rico's rating of a 6, but it is
6.5.
I don't do half ratings. I know.
I was trying to meet you to the middle. No problem.
6.13.
Yeah. Yes. Nailed it. But I'm gonna solidify on a 7. I definitely do think it's good. It's for sure good. I don't think I'll revisit it anytime soon, but it's for Martin Scorsese to be almost fucking 90 and to be directing movies like this that's still fucking good. Like I'm like, okay, he's still got it. Like I would like a little bit more restraint. Like I said, edit it down a little bit, make it shorter.
What if he's just tired? What if he just forgets to edit it and then he just sent it?
No, he definitely believes.
Like he said, he's 90, bro.
He's okay. I know. But he wants his movies longer.
No, I know. Yeah,
which is crazy.
He's always. I bet you he probably loved the Snyder Cut.
Oh boy.
I had to. It's a long movie, so I had to.
But yeah, 7 out of 10. What about you, Andrew?
Well, I'm definitely on the same page as the guys. Like, I don't think the runtime of 3 hours. Well, I gotta read it again because it's insane to me that it's that long. I don't think the runtime of 3 hours, 19 minutes, and 37 seconds is justified at all. I don't think. I'm with you guys on that. If Scorsese cut this down to like 2 hours, 50 minutes, I think it'd be a way better movie. Because to add to like Matt's point about like watching longer movies that like I can sit through, like I could rewatch the Snyder Cut and I could rewatch The Batman, which is almost 3 hours as well. Mm-hmm. And those movies do not feel that long sometimes. Mm-hmm. The Snyder Cut's like hit or miss depending on my mood, but overall, there are movies that are longer that I feel like I could finish faster than if I were to rewatch this, because I feel like had I not watched it with Matt, I probably would have been pausing a lot. Like I feel like I would have been pausing, and even then when we were watching, we were still pausing it.
Yeah.
Because me and Matt were taking notes. We were kind of like, wait, pause notes, and then we were taking notes, and then we played again.
And of course a pee break.
and a pee break. You always need a fucking pee break with goddamn Martin Scorsese films.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to give it like a 6 because I don't think it's like
it's not 5
It's not 5. It's not boring like Five Nights. It's boring in some scenes, but not for the same reasons as like Five Nights at Freddy's. So I'm on the same page as Matt. I'm gonna give this movie a 7. I really wanted to give it an 8, But after listening to some of your guys' points, I was like, damn, it brings that shit down to a 7 for me then, because it's pretty valid criticism.
If you want to give it a 6, that's fair too. I think that's fair too. I'm sorry. I didn't want to jump on you.
No, not at all. Because I was already feeling like a 7, and then you guys were both. I was like, so it's gonna be 6, 6, 7. Okay, like that's fine with me.
I thought I was gonna be the lowest. I thought you guys were gonna love it.
No. Because I could still like with everything. With all things considered, like you were saying, he's like 90 years old and he's still making great cinema like this. Like you gotta at least above average cinema compared to like some other directors nowadays. But I mean, I'm like a sucker for Scorsese. I don't like to like bog his movies down too much, but at the same time, I can still like accept the criticism and be like, no, it's valid. This part's too long. They could have cut that out. Like, you know, there's a lot of stuff, especially with this movie. I feel like this movie would have benefited from a lot more editing. Because there are some great shots that you probably know he wanted to keep it in intentionally. Like, I remember you had pointed this out, but the scene just before we wrap up, the scene where they're tracking like they're doing that one tracking shot, and there's that shot of the mirror where we can't see the camera.
Yes,
I remember you pointed out because that shot is a great fucking shot too. I was like, because there's a lot of great stuff in here, but the problem is, again, the runtime just isn't justified. So I'll wrap it up right there. Killer of the Flower Moon for me, 7 out of 10.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I wouldn't say this is a great movie. Like, I mean,
I think it's a long movie with great moments. It's a long movie with great moments, I think.
It has great moments.
Yeah.
If it was more structured and shorter, it would have been better. I do feel like this kind of qualifies as an Oscar bait movie.
Yeah, you could definitely categorize it there. Because I remember me and Matt were talking about this on the way here today, too. Like, Matt had pointed out a lot of biopics in themselves are already kind of like a...
Anything that's like
Oscar
race bait, like anything that has like race relations in it as their main thing.
American Fiction?
Yeah, American Fiction.
It's literally American Fiction. It's tackling race. It's racism.
There's always a few Oscar nominees that has that message in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say like we'll get into like are we done talking about killers?
Yes.
I know you just brought it up. I know. Is there a few more
things
things you wanted to bring up?
No.
Because I was totally
about
agree.
the Oscars right there.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Okay. Yeah, because definitely agree with Rico. I don't think Killers is the great movie, but in a weird way, like I do think it's deserving of an Oscar. Obviously, I would put like other movies that I prefer over that one, but yeah, I guess I'll just segue into that. What we're going to be talking about soon. At some point in the future, we are gonna be making like a debate style kind of video, or maybe a prediction video about the Oscars coming up.
We'll see how we're feeling when we record.
Yeah.
It's a very I'm very excited because we all have like Oscar nominees that we really enjoyed, so I'm excited to like hear our perspectives and everything. So it's gonna be cool.
Yeah. So
it might be a lot different from what we usually make.
Yeah,
so
we're trying to mix it up a little bit for you guys, give you some new content here and there. We have more stuff coming soon. Matt brought up an idea that I think is gonna be really exciting when we get it off the ground. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming for you guys.
Yeah. So look forward to that maybe like sometime during March. It'll definitely take some time to watch some of these movies because we haven't even watched all the Oscar nominees yet.
Yeah.
But once we get all that under our belt, we'll get back to you guys. We'll make a video picking our personal favorites, what we think will win in a few categories. I know like visual effects might be one we might touch on. Maybe a few acting.
Because in case you're new here, we did cover the visual effects nominee that everyone is rooting for, and I think we're all rooting for, which is Gojira -1.
Okay, I thought you were gonna make a joke.
No.
I'm so okay with that one. Okay, yes.
No.
I was just looking at you like, where's this going?
No.
Okay, did you think he was gonna like say like Ant-Man, Quantumania for?
I thought he was gonna say Rebel Moon.
I
was like,
I'm looking at that
Here's my
nomination
thing,
list right
Let
now.
me let's just get this off the chests right
and
now.
That was our episode.
Bye everybody.
Follow our
All I'm
social
saying
media.
is, like, I don't love him that much to where I'll think everything he does is gold. Stop
post
talking.
on YouTube. You can follow our page right here.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, all that stuff.
All
that
in
good
the
jazz.
description below.
Also, subscribe. We love you if you do. We love you if you don't, as long as you watch. Thanks.
We got a lot of fun ideas coming your way. Be on the lookout.
And then, really quick before we go, what do you guys want to talk about next?
We haven't even discussed that.
So
have we?
I've-
We've had a hectic week, by the way. Sorry.
Okay, so it's flu and fever season. Like, I was sick first, he was sick next.
I'm still I'm maybe at 70% right now, not even 100 yet. But I was like, let's get this done.
We've all had like drawbacks.
Yeah.
Like
We've all had
these
shit
last
lately,
2 weeks,
yeah.
it's been a little hectic.
Sorry for getting this late to you guys.
Sorry, guys.
I mean, it's life.
It's life, but it's not like we're not apologizing because we feel bad, because we don't. We're just apologizing out of courtesy.
Out of courtesy.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, exactly, you little bitch.
Now listen to Rico talk.
He called you a bitch. But anyways, what were we saying, guys? Sorry.
Yeah, so I think that maybe we should talk about Poor Things.
Okay. Yeah,
What do you
definitely.
think? What? Because you
Wait,
haven't seen
did
it.
you watch it?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. I was curious.
Me and Matt were planning to go watch it anyway, and because Matt's already seen it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
not to spoil his opinion on it, but he's down to watch it.
I would want us all to watch it together.
I know
if we
Andrew,
can.
If we can.
I know Andrew was really pining for American Fiction, so.
Not really pining for it, but I brought it up one time, and then you guys thought I was pining for it. I was like, it just that one, because I had sent them a clip on Instagram, and it was the clip where they were doing the Ash scene.
Yeah.
It's all over Instagram, and he's like, "I'll eat your fucking sweater vest." I thought it was funny,
Yeah,
so I was like,
so-
I kind of want to see this, and they went, "Well, I don't know if I want to go see it." I was like, "That's not what I'm saying."
Yeah, so he was pining for it on Instagram when he was trying to.
I'm gonna throw my book at you.
Yeah, but this was before the Golden Globes, even, so
Yeah.
it started getting a lot of accolades.
Because
and now we have to watch it.
I was ahead of the curve.
So I also think
Unintentionally.
I think his pining was actually pretty good in this because it's the movie is making fun of
That whole trope.
the whole
Yeah.
race
That's
things,
what caught my attention.
and
about
then it
What
got
interesting
nominated, and I think that's actually kind of funny.
because it's literally what we were
Yeah.
just saying.
That's
That's
perfect Oscar bait movie.
I
yeah,
will say,
exactly.
since we've started the podcast, I'm more interested in watching Oscar nominees to see if they're actually worthy of being nominated. That's one thing I'm excited about, especially with this. Now that we're actually doing this Oscar idea, I'm very excited.
Yeah, this will be one of the first years where I watch all the Best Picture nominees.
I know.
So
Me too.
this is cool,
Me
and I
too,
get to
me
do it
too.
with you guys too.
Yeah,
So
hell yeah.
it's
Now I have a
awesome.
reason to watch them all. Before I watched them all by myself, and I'd be like, "Oh, did you see that one nominee?
Yeah.
What's that?"
Never
mind.
But yeah, we're gonna. Okay, so as of right now, we're gonna try
Poor Things.
We're gonna try Poor Things. If it doesn't, I was gonna maybe suggest one of the ones that's on streaming, either Maestro or The Holdovers.
Oh, okay.
So just in case, we're planning Poor Things, but as a backup, we may do Maestro or The Holdovers, which is on Peacock.
And if you want to be up to date with us on that, you can watch Maestro on Netflix and The Holdovers on Peacock. So if you want to have a little bit of your own opinion before you watch those episodes, if we end up doing one of them.
yeah, definitely warn you guys to check that out. Yes.
Always support your films.
Yes, sirs. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we wanted to plug in. I think we're good.
We're good.
Alrighty, guys.
Let's wrap it up.
Well, yep, that's episode number 24 down.
23.
23.
23.
Alright, well, that's a wrap. We hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry for getting this to you late again, but yeah, life happens. But yeah, we love you guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Later.